toward 2026. William Tell 2023 marks U.S. air power modernization. In mid-September 2023, at the Air Dominance Center in Savannah, Georgia, the major annual William Tell 2023 competition provided a real-world testing ground for U.S. air combat. Among the highlights was the weapons loading competition involving 3 flagship platforms: the F-22 Raptor, the F-15 Eagle/Strike Eagle, and the F-35 Lightning II, on September 14th, in an atmosphere filled with pressure and adrenaline. Ground crew teams competed to prepare fully equipped fighter jets, not just for speed, but for precision, safe procedures, and true technical readiness. The official video captures that this competition highlights the critical camaraderie that participants develop in a competitive environment. Elite teams push each other to improve and help airmen understand their true limits and capabilities. While the competition has a competitive aspect, it also fosters a strong sense of professional collaboration. Each team, both active duty and National Guard, competes not just for points, but to strengthen relationships between units, share experiences, and directly test the limits of their capabilities in a highly competitive environment. Since the event first returned after a 19-year hiatus, Air Combat Command officials have emphasized that the competition is not just entertainment or a technical showcase. It is a strategic part of the modernization of U.S. air power. "We must keep our adversaries aware that today is not their day," said Lieutenant General Russ Mack at the closing ceremony. On the ground, the weapons fire teams worked with precision, raising pylons, mounting missiles, checking driver systems, and preparing the aircraft for the shortest possible time. These activities often escape the public eye, but for modern combat forces, the speed and accuracy of ground crews can determine whether an aircraft is ready to engage a threat or delayed. Fifth-generation platforms like the F-22 and F-35 bring their own challenges: internal space for smaller weapons, advanced sensor and avionics integration, and more complex security procedures. Winning teams in the weapons loading category, for example, those from the 104th Fighter Wing, demonstrate that experience, discipline, and intensive training can rival even the technical excellence of the latest generation of aircraft. For pilots, this preparation has an immediate effect upon takeoff. They know they have a team behind them that has reliably loaded weapons, check systems, and ensured all procedures are followed. Trust between units, from pilots to ground crew, is a critical foundation for real-world air operations. As the competition progresses, participants learn from each other's best practices, share efficiency tips, and test integration between different platforms. A mutually beneficial moment between an F-15 team and an F-35 team, for example, demonstrates that despite the competition, the spirit of a combat community remains alive in these exercises. As we enter 2025, the effects of William Tell 2023 are still felt across various units. Standard ground crew standard operating procedures (SOPs) are updated, checklists for hostile weapons loading are implemented, and the competition to improve together approach to training remains a part of the work culture. Air power modernization is now not just about new aircraft, but about more agile and adaptive teams. Organizers are now preparing for the next edition, anticipating a 2026 season that will see increased pressures and scenarios, a broader range of participants, and increased emphasis on cross-platform interoperability. William Tell 2023 is not the end. But rather the beginning of a new dimension of air training. Meanwhile, for units that have never participated in a major competition like this before, the exercise is an eye-opener that structural and logistical superiority can be critical differentiators.